The loyal wife, the stable home, the white picket fence. Society sells us this idyllic image of marriage as the ultimate fortress of commitment, the final safe harbor. But what if I told you that for many, many women, that fortress is also a prison? A comfortable, beautiful golden cage that slowly, systematically starves her of the very things that make her feel vibrantly, thrillingly alive. What if I told you that the wedding ring on her finger doesn't automatically extinguish her desire or make her immune to temptation? In fact, what if I told you that under the right psychological conditions created by a complacent partner, that very ring can make her more vulnerable, more susceptible, more desperate for the attention of an outside man who understands her hidden, unspoken needs? Today, we are not talking about romance. We are talking about the raw, unfiltered, and often brutal psychology of the long-term committed woman. I am revealing the shocking truth, the three core psychological vulnerabilities that develop in many long-term relationships and why she might risk it all. Understanding this is not a license to be a homewrecker. It is a masterclass in the raw, unfiltered truth of human nature that will either make you a better, more vigilant partner, or it will save you from catastrophic drama and entanglement. And the third truth is the one that explains why a woman who seemingly has it all would be willing to burn her entire world to the ground for a fleeting moment of feeling desired. This is the conversation no one wants to have. To understand this shocking truth, you must first understand the single biggest killer of long-term desire. It is what I call the comfort trap. This is the slow, silent, almost invisible poison that seeps into and destroys the passion in countless long-term relationships. The husband, with the best of intentions, often transitions from a lover into a roommate, a business partner. He provides comfort. He provides financial stability. He provides a predictable, safe routine. He becomes a good man, a reliable partner. He successfully and commendably appeals to her logical queen brain, the part of her that craves safety and security for the long term. But her primal brain, the ancient, powerful part of her that governs raw, visceral attraction, is not nourished by comfort. In fact, it is starved by it. Predictability is the absolute enemy of passion. The very safety and comfort the husband provides can, over time, create a deep, aching, emotional vacuum. A desperate, silent craving for excitement, for polarity, for tension, for the thrill of the unknown, for the feeling of being a desired woman again. Nature abhors a vacuum, and this profound emotional vacuum will, one way or another, be filled. Shocking truth number one. She craves to feel like a woman. The psychology. After years of marriage and domesticity, a woman is often no longer seen by her partner through the potent lens of raw sexual desire. She is seen and often treated as a role: a wife, a mother, a household manager, a partner. The compliments on her beauty and sensuality stop. The flirtation dies. The playful chase is long over. Her core feminine essence, her identity as a desirable, sexual, captivating being, is being ignored, neglected, and is slowly starving to death. She feels invisible. How it manifests. She might begin to post more attractive, sometimes thirst trap style, photos of herself on social media, seeking the external validation she is no longer getting from inside her home. She becomes overly receptive to compliments from other men. As to her, it's like a sip of water in a vast, arid desert. The implication and the prey dynamic. The man who sees her not as a mom or a wife, but as a woman who can give her an insightful, forbidden compliment that speaks to her hidden strengths or her captivating feminine energy, can create an instant, powerful, and dangerous bond. He is feeding a part of her soul that has been starving for years. For this feeling, she can become incredibly vulnerable. Shocking truth number two. Her respect is contingent, not permanent. The psychology. This is the brutal, uncomfortable truth of female hypergamy, or what I call the principle of continuous selection. A woman's deep respect for her partner, which is the absolute bedrock of her attraction, is not a one-time gift granted on her wedding day. It is a lease that must be renewed day after day based on her man's continued demonstration of strength, his purpose, his frame, and his ambition. If her husband becomes complacent, weak, indecisive, lets himself go physically, or abandons his mission in life, her subconscious respect for him begins to erode, slowly but surely. How it manifests. She starts to challenge his decisions more frequently. She becomes more argumentative, more dismissive, more critical. She is subconsciously testing his frame, pushing against him, and if he consistently fails, if he consistently crumbles, her mind, her primal brain, starts to subconsciously scan the horizon for a man whose frame is stronger, for a better leader. The implication and the prey dynamic. A married woman with a complacent, low-value husband is often, on a subconscious level, perpetually scanning her environment for a man who demonstrates superior strength, confidence, and purpose. The aware man who projects this unshakable masculine frame, even in a brief interaction, can become a magnetic, powerful focal point for her eroding respect, and by profound extension, her wandering desire. Shocking truth. Number 3, she fears boredom more than a broken home. The psychology. This is the darkest, most dangerous, and most powerful truth of them all. A life of pure, unadulterated, predictable comfort, while logically desirable, can feel like a slow, passionless death to the feminine spirit. The prospect of 30 more years of the same vanilla, sexless, predictable routine can be more psychologically terrifying to her than the chaotic, dramatic, life-shattering explosion of an affair. An affair, however destructive, however wrong, offers a powerful, undeniable jolt of intense, raw emotion. It makes her feel vibrantly, thrillingly, dangerously alive again. How it manifests. She might start creating unnecessary drama in her own relationship just to feel something. She might engage in other risky behaviors. She becomes incredibly, dangerously vulnerable to any man who represents an escape, a thrill, an adventure, a rebellion against her comfortable, passionless, golden cage life. The implication and the prey dynamic. The man who offers this escape, this thrill, this powerful reminder of what it felt like to be 18 and alive, is not just offering an affair. He is offering what feels like a temporary cure to what she perceives as a terminal illness, a slow, boring death of her spirit. And for that powerful, intoxicating feeling of being intensely, thrillingly alive. One last time, some women will burn their entire, carefully constructed world to the ground without a second thought. So you now possess this forbidden, uncomfortable, but powerful knowledge. You can see the complacency gaps. You can recognize the deep psychological vulnerabilities. What do you do with this power? This, gentlemen, is the moment where your true character, your true value as a man, is revealed. The man of low character, the opportunist, the predator, will see this as a green light to exploit a woman's pain, to manipulate her vulnerabilities for his own short-term egotistical gratification. He will create chaos, he will likely succeed in the short term, and he will, almost certainly, get burned in the resulting inevitable fire. This is the path of the boy, of the fool. The aware man, the high-value man, the king, uses this knowledge for a higher, more strategic purpose. He uses it, first and foremost, to recognize the glaring red flags of an unfulfilled and therefore potentially disloyal woman, and he walks away to protect his own peace, his own kingdom, from the inevitable drama. Or even more powerfully, he holds this knowledge up like a mirror to his own life, to his own relationship, and he asks the hard, uncomfortable questions. Am I myself becoming the complacent man? Am I myself creating these same dangerous gaps? And he uses this profound truth to become the unshakable, attentive, leading man that his own partner would never, ever have a reason to stray from. He becomes the exception, the shocking forbidden truths about the married woman's psyche. When her deepest craving is to feel like a desirable woman, not just a respected role. 2, her respect for her partner is contingent and continuously evaluated, not permanent or unconditional. 3, she often fears a boring, passionless future more than a chaotic, broken one. This is the uncomfortable, inconvenient reality behind the facade of happily ever after. In the comments section below, let's have a real, uncensored, high-level discussion. Why do you think so many men in long-term relationships fall into the dangerous complacency trap and stop being the men their wives fell in love with in the first place? Let's dissect this critical, common failure of modern relationships. If this video opened your eyes to the hidden, unspoken psychology of long-term attraction and the profound dangers of complacency, share it. This is a powerful, necessary wake-up call that every single man, whether he is single or married, desperately needs to hear. To continue your journey of mastering the forbidden, uncomfortable, yet ultimately empowering knowledge of psychology, power dynamics, and attraction, make sure you have absolutely obliterated that subscribe button and have activated all notifications. Do not be the complacent man. Do not be the husband she needs a vacation from. Be the exception.